Hello, welcome to Switched On and the first episode of Reviews Worth Watching. In episode 1, we are reviewing Imogen Form's Steamworld Quest on the Nintendo Switch. And remember to subscribe and like this video if you want more Nintendo Switch reviews. But with that said, let's crack on. Now, Steamworld Quest is officially the 5th game in the Steamworld series, and as developers Imogen Form have tended to do in the past, the gameplay here is mixed up again for this entry. This time around, you work your way through the steampunk aesthetic of the Steamworld universe in a role-playing card game. Okay, let's talk about the look and feel of the game first, and the Steamworld universe is superbly represented here, with a now famous mix of steampunk styling and traditional fantasy settings. The backgrounds are in a lovely hand-painted style, and the character art is beautifully done, although I found the animations are unfortunately a little bit clunky and puppet-like. Now, while this is quite in keeping with the previous Steamworld games, it would have been nice to see a little bit of advancement as the series moved on. Final shout out to the unique artwork on each of the punch cards, with each one full of character, and most importantly, they're very easy to recognise at a glance once you've been through a few battles. I do like the map, although it could have been a little bit clearer to decipher, but generally the UI is really nice here too. Everything looks super nice, and it's a big thumbs up for me in the looks department. Okay, so what about the sound? Well, whilst the graphics are varied and colourful, I found the sound and particularly the music in the game to be quite generic and also very repetitive, with the same tune heard over and over throughout your playthrough. Character voices are represented by robot gibberish, which is usual for the Steamworld series, though it can get a little bit annoying as it never really conveys any character or emotion in its tone. Whilst not terrible by any means, I'll be giving this a middle-ish rating, as I felt it let the overall package down at times. Okay, the main story here sees our hero Amelie as she travels the land looking for an adventure that's something a little bit more exciting than the mundane quests she and her friend Copernica usually find themselves on. Amelie humorously narrates their travels as they're dragged into an intriguing tale with their friend Gallio, who joins later, along with a few other party members you pick up along the way. Now, you're looking at around 15 to 20 hours to complete all the chapters in Steamworld Quest, and I found for the most part the story was engaging and the writing was genuinely comical at times, with sly nods to the past Steamworld games as well as a wider poke at pop culture and general gaming at times, which was quite fun. The pacing was pretty much on point, and I was definitely interested to see what was happening in the next chapter, and the story for me gets a big thumbs up. Right, let's move on to gameplay, which consists of working your way around the chapters, looking like an almost hack and slash format at first, and you're usually looking for the exit from that part of the story or the culmination of the story, which usually leads to a boss fight. Engaging an enemy at any point triggers a turn-based battle using a deck of cards. Now, each character in your party can have a maximum of 8 cards in their deck at any one time, selected between battles from an eventual total of over 100 spread across all the characters you eventually unlock. There's a lot of strategy in collecting, crafting and upgrading these cards, as well as selecting the deck that best works well together. Each turn in a battle sees you play up to 3 cards from your hand of 6 dealt from a shuffled deck consisting of all the current members of your party's cards. You do have the chance to redraw up to 2 of those, but if you're able to play 3 from the same character's deck, then you activate a special 4th card in your turn, which is unique to that character's equipped weapon. Working your hand of cards to allow this to happen is very much a key winning strategy, as the 4th card is usually a powerful attack or healing card. The enemy party, which can number from a single unit right up to a gang of 4 or more, then play their cards in response. Playing a basic attack card builds up your Steam meter, which in turn allows you to play more powerful cards, which cost a number of Steam points to play. I really liked this system a lot, as it meant you often had to hold cards back for the next round to allow you to combo enough together, and as you get further into the game, getting these combinations was incredibly satisfying when taking down some of the bigger bosses in particular. General gameplay gets a few elemental puzzle sections in later chapters, but these usually consist of nothing more than deciphering some symbols to open up new areas. Overall, I found the gameplay actually stay pretty fresh, even though the battle system rarely changed and could give the impression of being repetitive. Mixing up your deck and party members was more than interesting enough, and there were some real punch-the-air moments when you get those combinations right in your planning stage and then see it pay off on the battlefield. The gameplay here really is the shining jewel, and it gets a massive thumbs up from me. Okay, quick mention on performance, which was pretty flawless, both docked and handheld. No sign of any slowdown or other issues. Load times are also very quick and the controls are also perfectly fine. I've got no complaints in this section at all. Okay, finally value, and Steamworld Quest is priced in the upper tier of indie game pricing, coming in at £22.49 and $24.99. Now, whilst the polish here is absolutely superb and it's undoubtedly a game I would recommend with no real reason to replay it after completion, it does feel a little overpriced and maybe riding the high of the previously well received Steamworld games on the Switch. I feel around about £17 would be the sweet spot for this, so I'm going to give it a kind of a middling rating. Okay, in summary, Steamworld Quest is another excellent indie game for the Switch, and there's a lot to like here. Aside from a few frustrating choke points in the story which had me pulling my hair out, for the most part I loved playing through it. If you're a fan of turn-based battles, especially using card systems, then I think you'll obviously be really happy here. And I'm going to give Steamworld Quest on the Nintendo Switch an excellent 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching my review of Steamworld Quest. If you enjoyed that, please remember to subscribe and like this video, and drop me a comment below what you think about this game. Are you going to be buying it? Do you need any help? Anything you need, just drop me a comment below and I will get back to you. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next review worth watching.